Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Amma Manson Show. My name is Wisdom. It's another Monday again, and today we have a very interesting topic to discuss. If you are new to this channel, if it's your first time, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our private page, and also use the Amma Manson code when you are sending money with TapTapSend. So every Monday we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about IT, we talk about technology and small businesses, growth, and a whole lot more. So if you're looking for a place to get more knowledge, be aware, be equipped, with specific type of knowledge, to grow your small business, even just to understand what happens in the IT community, in the tech world, how it can help you grow your business, then you have come to the right place. For returning viewers, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us every single Monday. Thank you for your time. And we hope this show is always impacting you in a very positive way. So today we have a very interesting topic to discuss, right? And we are going to discuss the importance of networking for a startup. Why is this really important for a small business, a startup, even an already existing business? Why is it important to network, right? When we say network, what do we mean? Is it just people like hanging out, drinking beer, drinking some vodka, drinking some tequila, drinking some shots, here and there, just talking to each other, and at the end everybody goes home, sleep, wake up with a hangover? Is that the kind of networking we're talking about? No. So we are going to discuss what is networking, and then the importance of networking for startups. Startups, to be precise. Why startups? Because startups are always at the early stage, always at the beginning stage, where they need all the help they can get to rise or raise from the ground, just to even push their brand visibility or product into the market for brand awareness, before even product consideration and conversion and a whole lot more. So one of the things I want to talk about for the importance of networking for startups is relationship building, right? So as a small business, as a startup, why is it important for you to network? One of the important reasons is to build relationships. Some people will use the term building bridges, right? So in analogy, it's the same thing, right? So when you build relationships, when you build bridges with people who are in the industry, in the long term, this is very important because it fosters growth, right? So building relationships in startups or for startups are very important, and the only way you can do this is through networking with even family, and even already friends that right? So networking doesn't just start and end with strangers or people you meet online, or an event you bumped into, or an event you bought a ticket online and attended offline. So networking cut across family, friends, and total strangers who you don't even know exist, who you've never met before, and all of that. So it's very important to build relationships as a startup, because in the long run your business is going to need these relationships that you've built in the past to catapult you, to propel you to a different stage where it will help you to grow your business, or it will help you to move to the next goal, the next objective, where you want to see your business grow. So what are some of these relationships that we can build, or you can build as a small business owner, as a startup? So we have business to business relationships, for example. We have business to consumer relationships. We have business to government relationships. We have business to consumer relationships. So in the typical term, it's referred to as B2B, B2C, B2B2C, and B2G, right? So Let's talk about B2B first. So a typical B2B relationship is a relationship that exists between two businesses, right? So this has nothing to do with individuals, to be precise, but it's involved two businesses, coming together to uh, build a bridge, to build a relationship, to be a service provider, for each other. So one of the things that I have adopted, which is the B2B relationship, right? So I'm in digital marketing. I build websites. I design graphics. I design. I do UI UX. I build mobile apps. I do a whole lot of things, right? But I'm not the best photographer. I'm not the best videographer. I don't even have camera skills. I don't have video skills, right? Does it mean that I can't do business in this industry or within this space? Let's say, for example, I have a client who wants a product photo shoot, a product launching, right? I have what it takes to execute, to put the product or their service in the market, but they need some creative aspect, right? Which I am lacking. With my B2B relationship, I can call in my business partner. I can say, okay, you take care of the video side, the photo side. My agency will take care of the creative side, the content, the publishing, etc. Right? So I've built a relationship with a company, a different company that is into what? Videography and photography. And in this sense, we complement each other on a business level, right? So when I have a photography job, I quickly call and I say, okay, execute this. When there's a videography job, maybe like a photo shoot, stock photos, event, make a wedding, pictures, videos, birthdays. I call that. I say, okay, you take care of this. Let me take care of, like that, right? So um, this is a typical type of what? B2B what? Relationship. So my relationship with the other company does not affect my operation as a company, right? Because what I'm doing, my processes, my employees, my labor doesn't affect what the other company does. What only happens between these two companies is what? uh, complementing each other in terms of what? Providing, additional services that will give, satisfaction to what? Clients, right? So this is a typical example of what? A B2B relationship. I am a business and I build a relationship with another business, right? To provide a specific type of service which my business is lacking at that specific moment, or probably would ever lack, because it is not a vertical that we have decided to what? Introduce into our business model yet. So B2B relationships are very important, for startups who have less funding and, like less resources and a whole lot more, to get off the ground, just to, put their products and services into the market. Now we have B2C what? Relationships, right? So B2C is what? Business to consumer. B2B is what? Business to business. B2C is business to consumer. So a typical example of a B2C is when, as a startup, you have a product and then you have a service, and you've managed to launch this service or product in the market, and you get your first, customer acquisition or first sale. Now the first person who bought, either your product or your service becomes what? A customer. So this automatically means that what? You need to what? Establish a relationship with this customer, because this customer could have a long-term what? Customer value, right? So maybe today they bought an item worth $10 from you. With a good relationship, in 2 weeks' time, in a month's time, even in 6 months' time, they could buy an item worth $1,000 from you, just because you kept a very good word, business to customer relationship, right? By thanking them for patronizing you, sending them your product updates, and a whole lot, right? So the other example is what? B2B to what? To C. So you can build relationships for business to consumer. So let's say, for example, you are into a wholesale kind of product or a wholesale kind of service, right? So you build relationship with what? The manufacturers or the owners of the product to supply you, in the near future, and you will redistribute to what? A customer. So it's coming from a business. So in this case, the relationship is coming from the main owner of the product or the service to your business. So this is B2B, and then your service would distribute to what? To the customer. So it's B2B to C, right? So networking helps you to build this type of what? Business to business relationships that will in the near future reflect on what? Your clients, right? One of the other aspects is also what? B to what? G. So business to what? Governments, right? So there are startups that are geared towards specific industries like agriculture, climate change, and a whole lot more. So because of the nature of the service they provide or the nature of the product they provide, they need to what? Build relationships with what? The government. So they need to build relationship with people in what? Decision making positions in the government. It could be in specific ministries, right? So let's say, for example, if you are into agro products, then you need to build relationships with people who are in the agricultural ministry of wherever or whichever country that you intend to provide this service or sell these products to, right? So these are the type of relationships that startups can build even before they launch their product or after they have launched their product into the market. So what we've discussed right now, if you're joining us for the first time, if you're a returning viewer, kindly indicate in the comment section where you are watching us from. Don't forget to share, don't forget to like, tag a friend, invite someone to watch along with you. Right? So we are discussing about the importance of networking for startups. And I have discussed the type of relationships that we can build for startups, or startups need to build for themselves, right? Either before launching their products or after they have launched their product in the market, right? So we've talked about B2B, which is business to business relationship, B2C, which is the business to consumer relationship or customer relationship, B2B to C, which is business to business and to what? Consumer or customer, right? And then business to what? Government. There are specific type of projects that you can only get, or specific type of contracts that you can only get from what? The government. So you have absolutely no choice than to what? Network with people, build relationships, build bridges with people who are what? In government, right? There are also specific type of products and services that are only sold or resold to what? Only businesses, depending on the nature and the volume of whatever this product and service might what? Be. There are products that are sold to only consumers, end users. It could be direct from the manufacturer themselves or a third party business, right? So these are the different type of relationships that you can build as a startup growing up. The next thing I want to discuss, or I want to talk about as to importance of building, the importance of networking is to not just build relationships with people who are in this key decision-making process, but also it's important when you're networking, when you're building a network, it helps you in knowledge sharing, right? So what is knowledge sharing? I am in a specific industry. I'm in the digital marketing industry, right? I recently attended a digital marketing event, which was hosted in DTech, right? So I met a whole lot of people in the digital marketing industry, people who have, been working in this industry for 10 years, 15 years, 8 years, 6 years, freshers, people looking for intern, and a whole lot more, right? So attending, events or networking events uh, doesn't necessarily mean that you are just going to build relationships, but also, share knowledge, share what you know, and also, acquire more knowledge from experts, people who are already in the industry and they know what better than you, right? So knowledge sharing is one of the importance of, startups having to network within specific industries, right? So you might go into a specific type of business, a specific type of business module without having to even have enough knowledge. But just by building, relationships, networking with people, you get to meet people who have been in the same industry for as many years as you might even think, and they can contribute to your knowledge bank or your knowledge what database. So a typical example is preparing a nuclear power plant and maintenance department. So in this department, you have people who had like 40 years of nuclear experience. It was crazy for me. As a newbie in nuclear, I had absolutely zero knowledge. But in 2 weeks, I can boldly tell you that we wrote 32 exams, 32 examinations in 2 weeks, right? Why did we have to write 32 examinations in 2 weeks? It's simply because it's what a nuclear facility. And one of the key most important thing in this facility is what security, right? You cannot leave your desk untidied. That could be considered a security loophole or breach. You can't even leave a pen on the table. Everything has to be where you took it. Everything has to be what? Intact. So in my department, even the people who had the 40 years, 35 years, 50 years of nuclear experience were still writing the same type of examination that I wrote. The only difference between myself and them is that they were writing an examination of a higher standard and I was writing an examination of a lower standard. But in all, we all wrote the exact same number of what? Examinations. Just different questions with different options because, of course, 40 years of experience is not the same as what? 20 years or 10 years or even 1 month of what experience, right? So I got to learn a lot from my bosses who were Koreans, Americans, and a whole lot. So I learned more despite the fact that I was still writing what? Examination, right? So my bosses had to what? Impact me with some of their knowledge, which are even more practical than some of the things that we have written in the examination. Does it mean that the examination was wrong? No. Human invention, human innovation, and a whole lot that we know today was, founded based on research, discovery, and all of that, right? And you can all bear witness that there are things which are more practical in the classrooms, and there are things which are more practical on the field of, events, right? So there are a little bit of differences, similarities, and here and there, right? So this boils down to what? The knowledge sharing, right? So when you attend networking events, when you network with people, when you build relationship with people, you get to absorb, knowledge that would take you probably the next 5 years of your time, the next 10 years of your time to even understand or come across, right? So it contributes to, your knowledge bank, your knowledge database, to help you make effective judgment, effective decision makings in your industry, whether it's your pricing module, whether it's changing your business module, whether it's, focusing on specific aspect of the business or, overlapping specific aspects of the business because it's not a key functional area, at the beginning. So networking helps you to not just build relationships, but also add to your knowledge bank, right? So when you network with people in events, it's good, you exchange ideas, you learn from each other, you understand, it helps you to understand the industry, better and better. So it's very important for a startup to network in its specific industry, and other industry that might have a lineage or a linkage to that service or products that they provide, right? So one of the other things that when it comes to networking is important is the access to resources, right? So as a startup, it's very important to have almost all the resources you can think of, right? Because these resources help you to not just grow your business, but also keep your business sustainable, right? So when you network with people, you make what? Connections. And these connections can lead to what? Valuable resources such as what? Funding, mentorships, and what? New business opportunities, right? So it's very important for startups to understand that they need to thrive on what? Network, right? Because specific type of events could be only for what? Fundraisers. Specific type of event could be only for what? Specific type of industries. Maybe companies looking for funding, or investors looking where to invest or put their money into. So it's very important when you are networking, or as a startup, it's very important to network, because these connections that you build over time add value to your business or your service. Maybe you could meet a VC, angel investor, or venture capitalist at an event. You just exchange business cards or phone numbers or any sort of contact details, or even get to even book a private one-on-one meeting, right, to attend, or sit with them, discuss your business, what the funding opportunities are, etc. Right? It's also a great avenue to meet mentors, sign up for mentorship programs, key in or have access to a lot of what? Resources that could lead to a business expansion or business growth. That being said, one of the other points or topics that I want to also touch on is industry insight. So when you network, it gives you high insights into your industry, the latest trends, the latest modules, the pretty much things that are happening already, and beyond in your industry, right? Because, for example, those of us who are in the digital marketing industry, we know that in this 21st century, SEO, which is search engine optimization, is it's a gold. Let me put it this way. Yes, it's SEO itself has become a gold mine, right? So a typical SEO would take a well done SEO on a website would take 3 months to 4 months to start reflecting and showing what result, right? So when I say SEO, what do I mean? SEO stands for search engine optimization, right? So when you go on Google and you type nearest clinic or clinic near me, or you type in any query, any questions, any comment, any keystrokes that you put on Google or any search engine, right, and you hit enter, you expect the search engines to what? Give you or show you alternative or results for you to choose from, right? So when these happen, it means that Google, for example, or Bing or any other search engine will give you a list of maybe 1 to 50 websites or 1 to 100 websites for you to choose from, right? It could be a specific topic you want to know about or you want to read about. Now, because Google doesn't know the exact website you want to visit, it will give you a list of websites that have written content about that specific query that you made, right? Or that specific item that you typed and you searched for. Now, the reason why these websites are being showed to you and not other websites is because they have done something which has technically given them the advantage over other websites. So Google will prefer to show their website to specific people than other people's website, right? So this specific technical thing that they have done, which gives them the advantage to be what visible, is what we call what the SEO, search engine optimization, right? So search engine optimization is gold in modern day industry right now for digital marketing. Anybody who has a website without SEO, you are losing thousands of dollars every day, every week, right? Because your website becomes less visible. It means less sales, less brand awareness, less product or service consideration, and all of that, right? So now SEO or search engine optimization is the latest trend right now, right? Because technology itself is evolving, right? We're in the era of what mobile tech. So the average person will have to what search something about their before they make a purchase, before they make a decision, they need to what search, right? So everybody's on their website, and you have millions of websites probably having answers to just one question. So imagine, you know, 20,000 people are asking one or a specific type of question, in a day. And your website is the number one website, which is always shown to these 20,000 people. Imagine what will happen. You will make more sales. You will experience high level of traffic and all of that, right? So in digital marketing industry, SEO in today 21st century is what the modern what trend. But SEO has been there, pre, 2000s, 90s, and all of that. But it wasn't really that popular. But today it is what the modern what trend, right? So this is what we are experiencing in the digital marketing what industry, not just for digital marketing, but any business which has a website online looking to make sales, either as a product or looking to sell their services. They need what we call what search engine optimization, SEO, right? To be able to have a competitive advantage over a long term, right? So this is our latest trend. So for other startups, right? So when you network, when you attend events, you get to understand, what are the trends in the industry, right? More especially when you have experienced speakers, right, or guest hosts coming to talk about, coming to talk about, their years of experience in that industry, how the industry has changed gradually. Because as a startup, you are starting, your business right now. Your knowledge is probably limited, to the current jurisdiction or the current time frame when you are starting up your business, right? But these experts that will come and discuss or talk about something would have started, or maybe they started 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they could share with you, the latest trend, how the industry itself has evolved, and even likely share what the future of what the industry looks like, right? So attending networking events are very important. It helps you in sharing knowledge, understanding the market insight, and all of that, right? So um, also attending networking events is a very good way to showcase your product, showcase your brand. Because if you talk to, let's say, 100 people at an event, it means that you would tell these 100 people what exactly you do, right? What exactly you sell, or what service you would provide. So it means that just at one single event, 100 people absolutely know about what you do. Now, it's not just the word to mouth, but remember, there are a lot of businesses, there are a lot of startups that go to networking events, and they go with what their business what cards. Some of them often go with notebooks, for giveaways, stickers, and a whole lot of what souvenirs. I've seen startups partnering with event companies just to distribute their souvenirs and create brand awareness, right? So attending networking events as a startup is a good way to also expose your brand to what potential customers, potential leads, potential what investors. So typically you are putting your brand out there for people to see your brand, know your brand, what products you sell, or what type of services that what offer or what provide. So attending networking events is a good way to what expose your brand to the general public and the general audience. So one of the things I want to talk about is the collaboration opportunity for startups when you are networking, right? So like I mentioned earlier on, as a startup myself, I have identified my strength and my weaknesses, right? And I have tried to understand the industry. I have tried to meet people, physical meetings, virtual meetings. Some were successful, some were not successful, right? But one thing I know for sure is that as a startup, as a business, I know what my strength is and I know what my weakness is, right? So just the same way you as a brand, as a company, as a startup is looking for or is open to collaborations would also be the same way another brand is looking or open to what collaborating with maybe service providers like yourself or your business, or buy or resell franchise of what maybe the kind of products that you sell, right? So uh, because this is a business avenue, anything can what happen. So networking is a good opportunity not just to expose your brand. It gives you a lot of industry knowledge, insight in terms of the past histories, the current, the trends, the future of the business, access to resources, building of what relationships, right? So if you're watching us, kindly indicate in the comment section. Let's know your name, which city you are watching us from, which country, which village, which county. Let us know where you are watching us from. This is the Amma Manson Show. Every Monday we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about technology, we talk about startups, we talk about small businesses, and how technology can help you grow or evolve in your business venture. My name is Wisdom. I am a tech enthusiast. I build mobile apps, websites. I do digital marketing. I do SEO, search engine optimization. I run Google Ads for small businesses. I do social media campaign for small businesses, and creative assets also for small businesses. So if you have any challenges, if you have any questions about small businesses, don't hesitate to always reach out. My link is pinned down in the comment section. You can always visit my website, leave a comment, request a call back, send us a message, and we will always get back to you. All right, so if you're joining us for the first time, if you just joined in, welcome to the Amma Manson Show. My name is Wisdom. And today we are talking about a very important topic, which is the importance of what? Networking for startups, right? So as a startup, as a small business, you are moving into an industry that you have less knowledge, you have less insight in, right? You have the passion. Yes, I really want to do this. I think I have this business idea. It's great, right? I want to do this. I don't want to wait any further. I just, I have some funds from friends. I have some funds from, my savings. I have somebody willing to invest in me. I got a loan. I got a grant. I won maybe a competition. I won that. So there's a whole lot that can what. Oh, I slept one day. I woke up and I had this brilliant dream, with this idea, I must do it. And you finally decide to take the step to do it, right? So we all know that it's good to dream, it's good to have, nice ideas, and sometimes these ideas can be translated as fantasies, but in real life, to you as a person, you know that it's not what a fantasy, because some of these ideas are very dear to your heart. It's something you've been thinking about for a very long time, but you just got a signal, either from a family, either from a friend, either from your dream, that signal that serves as a sort of wake up call, right? And you finally venture into this business. You took the bold step, the leap of faith, and then you said, okay, I got it. Let me start from here, there, and there, right? So in order for you to succeed in what you are doing, it is important to understand that as a startup, as a business, you need to what? Network, right? You need to meet people. You need to put your brand out there. You need to talk to people. You need to expose yourself out there so that people can know you. People can know your brand, what you do, the services you provide, and the products that you sell, right? So we've identified what a network is, what it means to network. Networking is not just by meeting strangers, right? Networking could be, having meetings with also your family, also your friends, a combination of family and friends, a combination of family, friends, and strangers. It could be deliberate, it could be indeliberate. There are a lot of networking events that are virtual. Sometimes, out of curiosity, out of the quest for knowledge, you come across an event and you're like, oh wow, maybe out of your search histories on Google or other search engines, you finally get an advertisement, on Facebook or on LinkedIn, and you're like, I think they really tracked me, and then like they send you these nice ads of related networking events, right? So a typical example of what I mean is a couple of weeks ago, because I'm in the project management field, I have done my certification quite all right. I am already in the field, and I just searched something relating to project management, and all of a sudden I got an advertisement, telling me about a project management conference happening right within my neighborhood, and I had no clue about it, right? So was I interested in going to this conference? Yes, I signed up, but I couldn't go because it wasn't on my schedule, it wasn't on my calendar. But it has made me aware that, okay, year after year, these programs would happen. So probably next year, if it happens either earlier or late, and I have like some spare time on my calendar, I could go to these events, to network with industry professionals who have had many years of experience than myself, right? So yes, networking can happen deliberately and indirectly, where you suddenly bump into and you said, okay, since it's on the weekend, my weekend is free, let me jump onto it and go to these networking events to meet people, network with people, build bridges, and a whole lot more, right? So networking is simply you going out there, meeting new people at events that are beneficial to your business, either in the short term, medium, or long term, right? So you may meet somebody at the networking event today, but you don't necessarily need them at the moment. Maybe 10 years later, maybe 5 years down the lane, maybe a couple of weeks down the lane, you might need them, or remember, I met a gentleman or I met a lady at the networking event, and they provide these kind of services, or they are into these type of products, right? So it's very important to network as a startup, because it's not just exposes your brand, but it puts you out there. People get to see your brand, you get to meet industry experts, you share insights, you learn about the history of the industry, you get access to mentorship programs, competitions, you get to meet top level CEOs, even mentors that you admire, and a whole lot of that. So networking for startups is very important for every startup that wants to move to the next stage, right? So A startup could be either in a pre-seed, it could be post-seed stage, it could be on any stage, right? So there are different classifications of startups and their stages, right? So there are startups that are looking for experimental funding, right? They know what they want to do, the business model is there, but they are not quite sure, right? So we have the pre-seed, we have the post-seed, we have round one, round two, round three, startups that have raised specific amount of what capital, right? So you have some startups that even at the seed stage they can raise up to $1 million, right? Just in fundraising, Series A, Series B, and all of that. So there are different type of startups, there are different type of categories, but in all, as a startup, the only way you can move forward without your own personal investment, uh, without draining your own pockets, your own bank, and probably your family wealth, is to network with what industry professionals, because you have access to what unlimited what resources. You get to meet what VCs, venture capitalists, angel investors, because you have investors who invest in different stages of what startups and within specific what industries, right? So I quite met. There was a gentleman I met in one of the events that I attended. He's working with a company. I forgot the name of the company, but the co-founder of the company co-founded Neuralink. Uh, he's very close to Elon Musk, right? So, and now I am close to this guy, right? We don't communicate that often, but I always know that, okay, in the near future, if I have to play my serious card, maybe I know somebody who knows Elon Musk directly. Does this make me happy? Absolutely not really. I'm not interested in, like, knowing the big guys, but it's just to tell you how networking can, bring you closer than what you think, right? So this same gentleman, I've had VIP tickets to exclusive events where I have met people, right? Um, I've been to the Global Citizen Forum in Ras Al Khaimah in United Arab Emirates. We are in 2021. I was actually working in the Global Citizen Forum event, right? So I was within the backstage area, right? So I met a whole lot of dignitaries I never knew or I never thought I would meet. And funny enough, a lot of them were willing to give out their personal phone numbers, right? I met the Prime Minister of Barbados, the lady. I met the Congolese president. I met a whole lot of dignitaries, even footballers, right? Top dignitaries, right? But how was I able to get into this kind of project? Is because of somebody that what I networked with, somebody that I met at a networking event, right? Through his connection, I was able to be connected to what this type of what big project, because I do project management, what in general, right? So these are personal experiences which I can attest to, which has worked and it works as a startup, right? So when you attend events, you always get to meet people who have connections. Somebody always knows somebody who knows somebody, right? Either for business purposes or for what personal gains, right? The most important thing is to put yourself out there, put your brand, put your business out there, what you are selling, what kind of services that you are providing, right? So as a startup, it is very important. We've talked about the kind of relationships to build, like B2B, business to business, um, B2C, that's business to consumer or business to customer. We have the B2B2C, business to what consumer. We have the B2G, which is what business to government. There are also other type of uh, uh, startups, right? So like type of classifications, let me use the term classification. There are different type of what classifications within the business what industries, right? So it's very important that you build bridges, you build the connection to people who are within your specific industry, right? uh, does industry really matter when it comes to building relationships? This is a very interesting question, and my answer to this is that sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't matter, right? It depends on the goal or the objective of what you want at that specific time frame. Maybe as a startup, what you are looking at or what you are looking for at an early stage is what funding, right? So it means that you need to spend probably 60 to 70% of your time networking with what? Investors, right? Or potential investors. You have to be attending events where you have a high percentage or higher possibility of what? Meeting what? Investors, right? Because we all know that the higher the probability, the likely it's what bound to what happen, right? So at that point, maybe your priority is to what? Seek or raise funding. So all your resources and activities is surrounded by what? Fundraising events, meetups. It could be either physical or what, virtual meetups, all of that, right? So that is another scenario. One other scenario could be, okay, you've secured the funding. Now the next objective is not to what? Secure funding. It's not to raise funding. So you probably might not attend events or put much time or much resources in events that are for fundraising, because you've already established the connection, you've already what raised the funds, right? So um, in February, there is an event in World Trade Center in Dubai. It's called Gulf Food, right? So it's one of the biggest food show in the GCC region, right? So you have companies coming all over from the world to display their products, what they offer, what they sell within the food and beverage industry, right? So it could be beef, it could be cereals, it could be grains, anything that has to do with F&B, food and beverage industry, either machineries, private labeling, all of that. So this is one of the biggest events, and you find a lot of traders, people coming to buy and what sell, right? So people come to these events to network with wholesalers, retailers, people looking to buy franchise and all of that, right? Because this event is specifically for what? People who are within a specific industry, right? So yes, attending startup events or networking events, uh, sometimes it can be industry specific, sometimes it doesn't really need to be what industry what specific, right? So in my line of work, right, um, most of the times I can go to any event that has to do with almost anything, right? Because I am in the marketing field, right? It means that whatever products or whatever service you have, my job is to help you what put it into the market, right? And when I say into the market, it could either be online or what? Offline. So offline could be like establish a distribution chain or network. Online, it could be promoting your products, and services, online with call to action, triggers for people to either indicate their interest and all of that. So pretty much I can attend almost a whole lot of what events, right? Because I'm in the marketing what field. So other startups who are not within my field might not see the necessity to attend the kind of events that I attend, right, as a startup, because it might not help them at that specific time, or at that specific stage they find themselves in as a startup. So yes, events can be industry specific, sometimes not necessarily. If you're meeting us, if you're coming on this show for the first time, welcome to the Amma Manson Show. Every Monday, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about technology, we talk about how technology can help your business scale up to the next point, next level. We've talked about, today we discussed about the importance of networking for startups, why it is very important, why it is very necessary, why it is very what essential or crucial for a startup to what network, right? So some of the importance we've talked about is importance of what building relationships or bridges, raising funds, understanding the industry, the past, the history, the present, and the future, meeting mentors, meeting VCs or potential investors, etc. So this is very important because a combination of all of these in the long run gives you a competitive advantage in the market, and also it ensures some level of growth in the future of your business. My name is Wisdom. I build websites. I do anything that has to do with digital marketing. If you have a website, if you have a business and you want it to be promoted on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, on Google, this is what I do. You have a business, you have an idea, you need a business logo, this is what I do. Just reach out to me and I will do it for you, right? So I do project consulting on specific IT topics, right? So I can consult on networking projects like physical infrastructure setup, virtual infrastructure setup. So I do consult for multiple type of IT projects, right? So let's say you are a small business, but you need a digital strategy, right, to enhance your business online presence, right? So I can consult on these topics or on these subjects for your small business. I am more interested in businesses. I am more interested in startups, to be precise. I am more interested in what? Small businesses. It might not necessarily be a startup. It might still be a small business that has been running for, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? So these are the businesses that I am interested in, right? Am I interested in enterprises? Absolutely, yes. But we'll get there. My main interest is in what? Startups and small or medium businesses. Welcome to the Amma Manson Show. Every Monday we talk about technology, how it can help your business to grow. Don't forget to use the promo code when you are signing up or sending money on TapTapSend, right? So don't forget to use the code, which is right on the screen. And thank you, viewers. If it's your first time, welcome. Don't forget to like, share, invite, or tag a friend to watch with you. For our returning viewers, thank you for sticking with us with your time and effort. Thank you for coming to discuss, coming to sit and watch with us every single Monday. Today, we talked about the importance of networking for startups. Share, like, tag, comment, engage in this post. If you have a friend, if you know a business owner who needs to watch this video, tag them, right? Thank you for coming. My name is Wisdom. See you soon again. Bye-bye.